Buchanan and Dunphy. Loyal Family Renovations. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Steamfitters Local 601. Big Fish Contracting. SVA, a professional services company. WeatherTight and Network Health on the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ.
Did your home suffer damage from a storm or severe weather? Don't stress any longer. Loyal Family Renovations treats all of its customers like they've joined their personal family, and every project as if the work was being done at their own house. Loyal Family Renovations has a leg up on the competition due to the personal relationships they've built with insurance adjusters over the years. Loyal Family is family-owned, and the loyalty belongs to their customers. Contact them today to get your free home inspection. LoyalFamilyRenovations.com.
Dear baseball fans, swing into action with Toyota's 2025 lineup. Leading off, the RAV4, a utility all-star that delivers in the clutch. On deck, the spacious Grand Highlander, followed by the fuel-savvy Corolla. Next up, our slugger Tacoma, bringing upper deck power every at-bat. And rounding out the lineup, the playmaking all-hybrid Camry. For more, visit Toyota.com or your local dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Brewers fans, with Us Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the ball, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Brewers fans. That means at game time, you should do less scrolling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to Us Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Brew Crew with your crew. US Cellular, built for us.
Usingers has been making America's finest sausage for over 140 years. Flash frozen and vacuum packed, Usingers fresh brats are styrofoam free and will stay for 6 months in your freezer. And because there's no air in the package, there's no need for chemical preservatives. Usingers fresh brats are the freshest and most additive free you will find. Enjoy some this summer with all of our other great Link products. Our vac packed sausage seals in flavor and leaves out chemicals. Remember, if it's got the elf on the label, you've got quality on the table.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ. It's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field, here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Man, I feel like I was just here on the radio talking to you guys. An hour and 59 later, that went quickly. Brewers fall today 3-1 in the middle game of a 3-game series with the A's from Sacramento. We'll have Jerry Augustine join us in just a moment. The offense is part of the story, but there were some highlights. There was some defense, so we might as well go ahead and give you the highlight recap.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
One of the catches of the year!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Brewers and A's, opening day starter for the A's from Sacramento, Luis Severino getting the ball against Chad Patrick and his former organization. This game was pretty quiet early, and in the first inning, a double play the old-fashioned way for the Crew.
Brings home the 0-1. It's a ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Turang. He will flip to Ortiz, who found the bag in time to take care of Butler. What a play by both Turang and Ortiz. The range from Turang, then to flip it to Ortiz, who was able to just get to the bag before Butler got there.
Should correct myself. Not the double play yet. Here's the old-school double play after that nifty defense from Bryce Turang.
Now ready to deal home. There goes the runner. 3-2, swing and a miss. Throw to second is in time. Oh, strike him out, double him out. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. As Contreras threw an absolute dart to second base. Patrick gets the strikeout, and the Brewers out of the inning.
Lang Grindel's call there. The Brewers' offense went 6 up and 6 down against Severino early, but then a leadoff double in the third from Garrett Mitchell. He advanced the third on a ground out by Joey Ortiz, and it was yesterday's story, Caleb Durbin at the plate with the infield in.
1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, past the mound at the shortstop, but it's going to be played by Wilson, and his only out is at first. Scoring is Mitchell. He belly flops into the plate, and Caleb Durbin has his first major league run batted in.
Unfortunately, it would be the only run batted in of the night for the Brewers. Severino would settle in from there. He only had 1 strikeout today, but he also had 0 walks and only allowed 3 hits on his contact. But one last highlight for the Crew in the 5th inning. A run scores for the A's thanks to an RBI double from Miguel Andujar. So they've got runners on second and third and nobody out against Chad Patrick. Well, he gets Urshela to strike out swinging. He gets Muncy to strike out looking. And then the top of the order, Lawrence Butler at the plate.
First pitch swinging, popped it up. Into right field, Terang way out there. And now being called off by Frelick, who makes the catch in fair territory. And the inning is over. Chad Patrick works his magic, gives up the one run, but nothing more.
Chad was fantastic tonight. We'll break that down with Jerry Augustine next. He would allow the go-ahead home run by Brent Rooker in the 6th inning as the only other blemish on his card. And then for good measure, the A's added one more homer in the 9th off Yoel Payamps, a solo homer from Shea Langoliers, which led us to the final of 3-1 tonight. Setting up an Easter rubber match tomorrow. Should be a whole lot of fun, but let's break this one down next. 855-616-1620 is the phone number. 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers baseball is here. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Don't miss any of the big games or the superstars. And come back for the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's every game all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Get out and enjoy your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
I came in over 10 years ago and I couldn't breathe, ever. And ever since then, now I can breathe.
Breathe well with simple solutions.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs? Look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that helps your business thrive. Experience the unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. Jerry Augustine is with us. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Augie, I mean, you brought the quick one with you, but of course, both starters pitched great today. I want to start quickly with Chad Patrick because I know he gets a bad luck loss today, throwing a quality start. But, man, this dude's got some guts, rolling in again with his trio of fastballs and a handful of, change-ups and sliders here and there. But still, here it is, hit it, and it worked out for the most part tonight.
Yeah, you'll see him pitching the first time. You were really impressed the way he went about his job. He threw the ball very well. But I tell you what, today is just, he was so impressive, and especially in that 5th inning when he got single, double, was only able to give up the one run. To see him reach back and make some really quality pitches to get out of that inning with one run, that was really special. I thought he pitched very, very much pitched well enough to win the ball game. But I tell you what, you got to commend him. He's gone out and really been a good starting pitcher for the Brewers since he's come up. And I tell you what, pitched a very good ball game today.
I mean, a guy taking advantage of an aggressive A's team. He had 16 swings and misses, and the swing and miss is not really in his scouting report, but can you take me into the mind of a pitcher when you know the team on the other side is very aggressive, they're not afraid to swing, and at the same time, your best pitch is a pitch when you're facing as many righties as you did tonight. Your best pitch is a pitch that looks like a strike that becomes a ball. How do you use that to your advantage with using his cutter as well as he did tonight?
Well, it's just the ability to use that cutter and be able to expand the strike zone. And I think one thing he does very well, he locates his fastball. You know, everything starts with the fastball and being able to locate it in all your quadrants. And that goes down and out, down on the outside part of play, up and away, and on the inside part of play and down and in. Being able to throw the ball for strikes, fastballs, makes your slider that much better. I thought the one thing he has done since he's been up, the quality pitches that he's able to take the pitches and use that cutter and being able to, our slider, to be able to expand the strike zone has been really valuable to him. And he uses it. He's used it effective. He knows how to use it, and he locates it very well. It's not just that he throws the pitch, but he locates it very well. And you take two pitches like he has right now with that fastball and the cutter slider, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to tell you, locating those pitches is important. And when you can expand the strike zone, you got an aggressive team like the A's, you're going to throw a good ball game. And I just thought he was fantastic today.
I think he's also really cemented himself in as, hey, I'm going to be one of those hard decisions that comes for this starting rotation when everybody gets healthy, right? There's no timetable for Nestor Cortez right now. DL Hall and Aaron Ashby haven't started going to affiliates yet, so they're still a ways away. Brandon Woodruff's still probably a few weeks away, but DL Hall, or rather Tobias Myers returns this week. That spot likely goes to the guy going tomorrow, Logan Henderson, but Chad Patrick keeps stringing together starts like this. I mean, there would be an uproar if he gets sent down to AAA because of the way he's been performing, and I think the Brewers have another great piece on their hands. This is why they built the way they did, given all these free agents they have in their starting rotation with Savali, with Cortez, with Woodruff. They've got the next generation, the next crop on the way, and Patrick's at the front of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think when you look at Chad Patrick, the way he's progressed since he's been here, I think that's one thing that's really exciting about this Brewers pitching staff. They get guys up and they get in the ballgame. They have an understanding of what they have to do to compete. These starting pitchers know that if they can take the game late in the game, if they can get into that 6th and 7th inning, they got a great bullpen behind them. So they go out there and they go about their job of commanding the strike zone. You look at what Chad Patrick said, no walks. He doesn't walk a lot of guys. If you look at the games he's pitched, he doesn't walk people. He gets ahead of hitters, and that's what you have to do as a starting pitcher. But each game that he's gone out there, he's progressing and getting better each and every time. Understand? Yeah, 6th inning, he made a mistake, got 3-2 on Rooker, hung a little breaking ball, and he was able to hit it out of the ballpark. Rooker, a good power hitter, but he's still going to learn. He learns each and every time he goes out, commands the strike zone, and when you can do that on a consistent basis, you're going to be a pretty good pitcher on the major league level.
Yeah, I'm really excited with what he can become. Let's get to the phone lines here. Nick in Brookfield. Nick, you're live here on Brewers Extra Innings.
Hey, Dom, you got me?
I got you.
All right. Thanks for taking my call. I got to agree with you with all about Chad Patrick. I feel like he can be more of a guy that, can be a cleanup guy. Like, say Freddie plays 4 innings, and I feel like he can, if he gets out early with 100 pitches, I feel like Chad Patrick could just fill in the 5th and 6th inning until the bullpen can take over. I feel like I gotta tip my cap to Luis Severino. 92 pitches in 8 innings, and only to have 1 strikeout. That's just incredible, and we done pretty good against him, and I just gotta tip my cap to him.
Yeah, agreed entirely there, Nick. I appreciate the camaraderie and the sportsmanship, if you will. I mean, Augie Severino, what an odd stat line, but an effective one nonetheless. And I think the biggest one with him is the 0 in the walk column. He only allowed 3 hits. And let's also not kid ourselves here. There was a lot of loud contact, but loud contact doesn't mean anything in the run column. At the same time, he was pitching to contact, which isn't really something we normally see out of Luis Severino, only getting 1 strikeout and no walks. But, man, he took advantage of an aggressive Brewers team, given how much they had seen him, and the Brewers really had a hard time elevating the baseball today against him.
He sure did. He did pitch a great ball game. I think, Dom, if you look at the game that Severino pitched today and look at how he used his fastball and his sinker and how he used that slider. It looked like he had a really good cutter today and was able to use it when he had to do. You look at his stats, and he pitched the 8 innings, had the 92 pitches, 63 strikes, gave up just 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, and just 1 strikeout. Pitching to contact, being able to stay ahead of hitters, make hitters commit, and he did a nice job against the Brewers of being able to go to zones and using the pitches when he wants. His real big pitch is being able to keep the ball down and locate his fastball. But I'll tell you what, that slider, that cutter today, I'll tell you what, I thought was really effective for him. He could throw it for strikes when he wanted to, and that's where he kept the Brewers a little off balance. He got the 10 ground balls and 7 fly balls. The fly balls came a lot of times when either went in on hitters or had hitters reach off the plate, expanding that strike zone, and otherwise throwing that good slider. He was very effective today. Not so much as it always the walks and the strikeouts, not walking guys and striking guys out. It's being able to locate and stay out of hitters, and he was really efficient today.
We will shift gears over to the offensive perspective of this as well. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. More with Augie after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Mother's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for moms and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We try to fulfill ourselves, but God made us to be fulfilled in Him. We try to dictate our purpose, but God made us for His purpose. We try to clean up the world, but God has put that world to bed in the death of Jesus. And He started a new one in His resurrection. And we have a place and a purpose in that world by faith in Him.
Dr. Michael Ziegler this week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
It's party time at Cousins Subs. For a limited time only, Cousins 2-foot party subs are back. Choose from the ham and provolone, Italian special, or turkey. Each party sub is just $39.99. Feeds 5 to 8 people and requires 24-hour notice to order. And now you can complete your party by adding a party chip bag and a dozen chocolate chip cookies for just $4.99. Order today in store, online, or on the app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Good question here on the text line. This one from James in La Crosse with Jerry Augustine on Dom Cotroneo. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. All right, the question from James. Who's more likely to be this year's Tobias Myers, Chad Patrick or Quinn Priester? I'll let you go first, Augie, so that way I'll just make a case for whoever you don't say.
Hi. Well, I like them both. I like the way Priester's come in and taken control of what he has to do. He's been very aggressive and been very positive going on. I just really like Chad Patrick. I liked what he can sit back and when he got in that 15. He showed me a veteran pitcher in that 15 that had to do something special and make some great pitches. You don't find that in guys coming up to the major leagues and having a few starts and being able to do it. He just shows me that he has that little extra. He can go get a little extra, but he also has a really idea of how to get in situations to get people out. He knows he has to pitch ahead. He doesn't walk guys. He's a guy who's always a strike thrower. I think both of them are very, very good pitchers. I just like what Chad Patrick has done and how he performs on mound. The way he goes about it, his focus, and being able to go about the job each and every time he's been out there has been pretty special. But I hate to take some away from Priester, but because he's also thrown the ball very well.
Yeah, for the record, I agree. I think my pick would be Chad Patrick. Also because Priester still needs a little bit of time to acclimate in this organization. Patrick's had a full season. And also, Patrick was in the big leagues opening weekend because of a necessity for the Brewers and that sort of thing. But if you want to make a case for Priester, it's the velocity that he has over Patrick. It's the trust that it's going to continue to get better. He'll pitch this week in San Francisco under Chris Hook. And the other thought is that, he can be optioned a few more times this year, but then when he arrives at spring training next year, by my count, he should be out of options, which that's a story for another time. Let's talk about the offense here tonight, though. Only one run after a leadoff double and then scoring him by manufacturing the run. The Brewers didn't have any slug tonight aside from the double from Garrett Mitchell. They hit a few balls hard, like we said, but, I struggle to even come close to the panic button, but while simultaneously understanding that wasn't pretty. That wasn't fun. I know Severino's an opening day starter, but you've seen plenty of him over the years. You just saw him here in October last year. Maybe the Brewers found themselves in a tighter situation where they're pressing and they're swinging at first pitches more often. I mean, I'm looking at starting with the second time through the order, right? They didn't swing at the first pitch once, or only once, the first 9 batters of the game. Then they swung at the first pitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times out of the last, 17 batters. So about a third of the time. That's higher than their season rate. I wonder if they were just pressing there at the end.
I look at this game, and every once in a while, throughout the year, there's games that come back, and you go back and you see what the game was. Whether you win or lose a game, you win the game, or whatever. And you think about the game and how it was pitched against you. I think Severino pitched the best game against the Brewers that they have had all year. He located the ball. He didn't walk anybody. He's putting the ball in play early in the count. Sometimes he got the Brewers being aggressive. I tell you, when you can get a guy who can go out there and pitch the way he did and expand the strike zone when he needed to and make the pitches that he had to do. Yeah, the Brewers did hit some balls hard. Hit some balls right at screws right at people. But I really believe, Dom, that game pitched tonight by Severino probably was the best pitched ball game against them all year.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. I think he was really good. Both parties can hold blame for the offense struggling in this series, but tomorrow it doesn't get any easier with a lefty on the mound, of course, with Jeffrey Springs. We know how the Brewers have been rolling with lefties. I got 3 things that I'm looking out for in tomorrow's lineup specifically and into the game's performance. Number 1, is Bryce Terang going to be leading off still despite it being a left-handed pitcher? Or at least is Bryce going to be in the top 2 spots of the order, or do the Brewers slide him down to the 9th spot? I would not be shocked, and I still would be very surprised if Caleb Durbin moves up to the top 2 spots in the order just because of how much Pat Murphy loves him and his bat-to-ball ratio, but I think that's still very early for him to be that high in the order just because he's right-handed against the lefty. But that's the first thing I'm looking for because Bryce hit a ball hard off Mason Miller, didn't get anything to show for it. He went 1 for 4 tonight. Also a line drive to deep left field, too. I'm ready to give Bryce the keys to be the leadoff hitter 24/7, no matter if it's a righty or a lefty on the mound.
You brought up a great point. Durbin in spring training when he was into a lot of ball games, and I know I went to a ball game later at the end of spring training, and he was leading off, and I'll tell you, put the ball in play, he bunted the lead off the game, got on base, he ended up scoring a couple runs. I think it might have been off of Burns in the game they played against the Diamondbacks, but he made things happen. He stole bases. He runs the bases very well. It might be of interest. It might be interesting tomorrow. See what Murph does of getting him up in that lead part of that batting order just to see what he can do. He runs well. He puts the ball in play. He handles the bat very well. He doesn't strike out a lot. So there might be a guy just to give him a chance to see what he can do at the top of that lineup. And I agree with you. I think they may take Terang, and he's that guy that you wanted at leadoff spot. But it might be interesting to see what Durbin does in that spot, and as well as he hit in spring training.
When I think of the Brewers lineup and the best situation for it, I always think of Terang at the top, Chourio hitting second. Chourio's now found himself in a little bit of a mini funk as of late, trying to adjust his game plan with not swinging at the first pitch so much after he drew his first walks and that sort of thing. But still, if those guys go 4 for 4 and get on base, I still got to look at the thump in the order and the mortar of Yelich and Contreras to continue to drive those guys in. They both win a combined 0 for 7 tonight. Now it's just one night, but hey, you're facing a lefty tomorrow. Williams supposed to feast on lefties. Yelly can handle lefties by any stretch of the imagination. But those are the two guys that I'm really circling in tomorrow's matchup to be able to, get the job done against a tough lefty.
Yeah, there's no doubt when you look at it. Turang is a guy I think eventually that is going to be that number one guy in the top order. He's done so well in Durbin. But when you flip those guys, is there really a big difference? So just giving Durbin a chance and depending on who the left-hander is, Murph might say that, I think Turang would be better at the bottom of the lineup. It just depends on who the left-hander is that's pitching against you. But I agree with you. I think that part of what Yelich and Contreras and Frelick and the Hoskins, those guys in there lately have been really doing a nice job of getting the ball in play and doing things to keep the lineup going. And it's going to be important down as we get along with Cheerio in that second spot and Trang at the spot, getting everybody in swinging the bat well. As long as you got those guys up and you got several guys swinging the bat well, you really got to have them put the ball in play, manufacture runs, and when you get a chance, you pop one out of the ballpark every once in a while.
And then the last thing I want to note about the offense is I wonder how different the lineup looks tomorrow. Is Joey Ortiz finally going to get his first day off? He goes 0 for 3 today. Do we finally see, with a lefty on the mound, and I know Joey's right-handed too, do we finally see Vinny Capra get a start at shortstop? I'm not saying he's going to suddenly take over the role for Joey, but I'm at the point for Joey Ortiz, I'm ready to give the guy a blow because I think he needs it. I think his offense has really taken a nosedive this season. He was my pick to click. Didn't really make hard contact at all today. Didn't swing and miss it at all either, but sometimes people don't realize the benefit of just taking a day. And I don't think he's going to get a day off tomorrow, but I'm ready to really broach that subject and see, can you find just a day to give Joey a chance to hit the reset button and get him back on track?
Yeah, finding those days, I think when you talk about the Brewers and the young ball club that do and the thing with Joey Ortiz moving to shortstop, getting those days off can be valuable. You got a number of games in a row. You play tomorrow, and then you got to go out to the West Coast and play again. So I think having a day off may be something that Murph might come up with, and getting some of these guys rest. It's going to be interesting. The lineup, they're facing an awful good left-hand pitcher tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see how Murph adjusts his lineup to see what he does. And hopefully get some guys that can score some runs and give Logan Henderson some runs and let him relax and throw the ball well.
Yep. All right, I'll keep you for one more second. We'll talk a little bit about Logan Henderson coming up next. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620 on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Hey Bucks fans, it's Justin Garcia from the Bucks Radio Network, here to tell you about the launch of the Bucks Central podcast feed. Everything Bucks, on demand, in one spot. From sideline to sideline, hear all the ankle-breaking, rim-rattling, and twine-tingling highlights, exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe to the Bucks Central podcast feed wherever you get your podcasts. All the Bucks content your heart desires in one spot. Check out the Bucks Central podcast feed.
You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
So how is that possible? 1.9% real estate commission? There must be something you're not telling me.
I hear that a lot. The truth is, everybody could do it, but they choose not to because folks keep paying more than they have to. I guess they just haven't heard yet that Century 21 Benefit Realty can make that 1.9% real estate commission promise on the sale of your home and stick to it. So I'd like to think that's going to make your decision easy. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Heiser Automotive Group is making it rain with ultimate savings. It's our April shower splash sale, and we're washing away high prices so you can drive off in the car of your dreams at an unbeatable price. Enjoy our exclusive Safe and Sound experience where peace of mind comes standard, rain or shine. Plus, check out our seasonal service specials to keep your vehicle ready for every spring adventure. Hurry, these savings won't last long. Visit Heiser.com today and drive away with a deal that'll have you singing in the rain.
Dealer for complete details.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you in part by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Spring is here, not tomorrow, but it's on the way, and that means warmer weather is allegedly coming. But is your AC going to be ready for you this spring? Right now at Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, you can get $25 off an AC tune-up. But hurry, this deal is only good through the end of April. Visit cider.com to schedule your appointment today, SEIDER.com. The Brewers haven't made it official, but it's virtually certain that right-hander Logan Henderson will be making his big league debut tomorrow. Fastball, slider, changeup, cutter. Of course, he throws a cutter. The fourth rounder in 2021 out of JUCO McLennan Community College out in Texas. Here's a guy that, isn't the tallest fella in the world, but 91 to 94, an upshoot fastball. He's got some natural glove side movement. He also can make the ball carry. He's all about the funk. He's also got a great changeup. It was really turning heads in spring training. But Logan Henderson, big league debut, already the 9th different starting pitcher for the Brewers coming tomorrow. What do you make of it? What do you look forward to most tomorrow, Augie?
Oh, what a special day. I tell you, your first start in the big leagues is so special, and I like that the Brewers have called him up and let him sit on the side and let him watch a game and get into it on the major league level and on a good ball game like he's been able to watch the last couple of days. But, the one thing that impresses me more about Logan Henderson, and we talk about his fastball, and he's got that great changeup, which has been extra effective for him, and a good cutter, is he's a competitor. He's a guy that goes out and goes right after you. And you talk about size. You can talk about size all you want. It's not about size. It's not about velocity all the time. It's that ability to be able to go out and compete and get ahead of hitters. And that's what's going to be most important for him, is being able to feel comfortable commanding his fastball, using the changeup effectively, pitching ahead is going to be really effective for him. But it's one of the days he'll never forget. As long as he lives, that first start in the big leagues is pretty special. There'll be butterflies, but hopefully he'll get on the mound. Get Brewers score some runs for him, get ahead, and allow him to go out and pitch.
3 lefties in the order tomorrow that he can really show off that changeup, but he's not afraid to throw right-on-right changeups as well. He's a top 15 prospect according to MLB.com in their rankings on MLB Pipeline, but I'm excited for another kid to be on the way back. On that note, Tobias Myers is on the way back. Pat Murphy revealing today that the game plan is for Tobias to potentially start the getaway day on Thursday in San Francisco, assuming he recovers well over the next couple of days. He is back in the clubhouse. That is a welcome news for him, given he started Game 3 of the Wild Card Series last year. He was one of the best stories of the year, one of the best rookies that nobody talked about last year, an ERA that finished at an even 3. If Tobias Myers comes back this week against the Giants, all right, sign me up, because this team has finally started to look like it was supposed to.
Yeah, I tell you what, if there's one word I'd like to talk about Tobias Myers, he's just so impressive. He's got such great focus, got confidence in what he does, and when he goes out from the very first time he came, or he struggled maybe at first time he came up, went back and really fixed the pitches that he needed to be fixed. He goes out there, he commands the strike zone. There's no doubt he was one of the biggest stories in baseball last year. I'll tell you what, the Brewers are going to be happy to have him back, and hopefully it'll be Thursday he comes back, because he's a great guy to have in the rotation. He really anchors that rotation and has really pitched well for the Brewers.
This text made me chuckle from Doug. I like a quick game, but not that quick, especially when they lose. Have to be more patient at the plate. Did they have dinner reservations? We've all been there. One of the fastest games ever in Milwaukee. We broke the 2-hour mark in Jerry Augustine's return here on WTMJ. Well, Augie, wish you a very safe and happy Easter tomorrow, and looking forward to talking to you hopefully about another series win for the Crew.
Yeah, it's going to be special. I'll tell you what, the A's have come in and played some really good baseball, did some really good pitching. Tomorrow's going to be a fun game, not only because Easter Sunday, good things happen on Easter Sunday. I shouldn't say maybe good things. I should say things happen with the Brewers on Easter Sunday. It's going to be special, little game to watch tomorrow.
Just holidays in general, it feels like, for Brewer home games. Always seem to have something, right, whether it's Mother's Day, whether it's Easter, whether it's Memorial Day, 4th of July. Always something here at American Family Field. Augie, appreciate you.
All right, Dom. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Jerry Augustine on WTMJ. Another text here from Kevin in Brookfield. Tonight's loss, hard pill to swallow, but these tough losses are going to happen. The positive thing coming from this is that it's another learning experience for this team. And at the end of the day, it's a young season, and it's just one game, plenty more to be played. Yes! I love this optimism, Kevin. More like that. Let's talk about some of the realities that is facing this team. Talk about the bullpen next on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Here's why you can feel confident in choosing Less's Glass to fabricate and install your new shower door glass bath enclosure. For over 40 years, we've done thousands of them. And when you want a new and modern aesthetic added to your bathroom, you want a crew with experience behind it. We fabricate new shower doors or bath enclosures to fit any space of your bathroom, all done in-house. And that's great for quality control. It could be a neo-angle shower stall, a corner enclosure, a bypass for your tub or shower, or a heavy 3/8-inch all-glass enclosure. Any idea you have, framed or frameless, we can handle it. And when you work with a family-owned company, the buck stops here, because we're not satisfied until you are. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Let's talk a little bit about the bullpen. Some good stuff there. Grant Anderson, another scoreless frame. Jared Koenig, a couple of strikeouts. He's on fire right now. And then Yoel Payamps. First action since Saturday's blow-up against the Diamondbacks. Falls behind 2-0 on Langoliers, and then bang. Solo homer. Pat Murphy, who you'll hear from in just a moment, said in his postgame scrum when asked about trying to evaluate Yoel, and again, he was pitching while trailing. Of course, you wanted to keep it a 2-1 game, but at the same time, you don't want to use one of your leverage relievers there, given you had 2 out of the 3 guys due up as righties. Make sure that you can get through the frame. You don't want to, burn out Uribe, given you might need him tomorrow. But this was a quote from Murph. The track record's been pretty darn good. He's pitched pretty well even this year in spring training. He was lights out. Not that spring training is our evaluation tool, but we just felt good about him coming into the season. It just hasn't happened. Yeah, it's concerning. I know a lot of folks like to gang up on the decision to use Yoel Payamps in last Saturday and today's game. You can't just have a guy sitting in your bullpen that you're afraid to use. You got to use him at some point. And today they used him, and it didn't work out. So now the harder conversation comes of how much longer are they going to stick with it? He's out of options. He's a free agent to be, meaning they cannot retain him if they so want to. We've talked about pitching depth so much in this organization, how important it is for them, given you naturally could go to Craig Yoho if you wanted to. He just pitched in back-to-back games on Thursday and Friday with the Nashville Sounds. But you need a 40-man roster spot, which would require, something else to happen. If Payamps is DFA, then yeah, that's what takes care of it. But it's getting too big to ignore. The amount of data and the shortcomings that he's had so far this year. You can still turn it around for sure. At the same time, results matter. We've said this over and over again. And Yoel's going to try to turn in some results sooner as opposed to later. But tomorrow, look, McGill's available, Uribe's available. I imagine Koenig is available again, too. I imagine Brian Hudson would like to get back on the horse, but he's suddenly falling into that Pyomps camp of, hey, man, if you're going to walk everybody, it's going to take a second for you. Maybe they give him some lower leverage spots to get back on track. But I'd expect Grant Anderson to be down tomorrow. He's thrown 5 of the last 7 games. So that leads on Uribe to get righties out. That leads on Mears to get righties out. And then, of course, McGill in the 9th inning, all following Logan Henderson. We'll hear from the manager next, Pat Murphy, right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ. This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Real quick, before we hear from Pat Murphy, how about our play of the game?
Now ready to deal home. There goes the runner. 3-2, swing and a miss. Throw to second is in time. Oh, strike him out, double him out. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. As Contreras threw an absolute dart to second base. Patrick gets the strikeout, and the Brewers out of the inning.
That's the 5th caught stealing of the year for William Contreras. That is tied for the 2nd most in baseball. The play of the game was brought to you by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka, and Surfside lemonade and vodka paired perfectly with a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. With all that, let's hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, after today's 3-1 loss to the A's.
Only 1 strikeout for Severino, but it seemed like he was just kind of in control the whole.
Yeah, he was very good. He's very good. Their defense played great. Their left fielder made a number of plays. He was great. Their pitcher, Severino, was fantastic today. We did hit a few balls hard, but didn't punch out. Usually that results in runs, but and we pitched very well. I mean, Chad Patrick had another great outing, 6 innings, pitched good enough to win, and yeah.
Murph, was it attacking early in the count against Severino? Is that part of the game plan?
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be around the plate. We want to stay aggressive. We put some good swings on it, but then, we didn't, William hit a ball right to the fence. Churio smoked the ball to right field. Terang hit 2 balls hard. Frelick, I guess he didn't really hit that too hard, but Mitchell had a great night, a couple hard contacts, and we just missed a couple other ones. But yeah, the guy's a veteran. They paid him. I don't know how much they paid him this year. A lot of money.
It was a record deal for him. Yeah, 66, 67.
All right. Well, that's why they did, because he's good.
Is Chad Patrick gaining more confidence? Maybe get into.
I would think so. That's a really good lineup, and He pitched really, really well. He pitched out of a jam, and I thought he was spot on tonight. He pitched well enough to win.
I feel like you had to leave him out there for the 6th, just given kind of like we talked about earlier, a couple guys in your bullpen that you don't feel great about in those leverage spots?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that the longer we go here without our pitchers getting into the 6th and the 7th, we're going to rely on just a few guys. And, yeah. But our bullpen, Anderson and Koenig, were great again, but we can't just use them every night. Yeah. So.
If that Payam spot we were talking about, is that getting harder to carry a guy if you don't think the confidence is coming?
Payams is, I can speak openly about it. Payams has been good for us at times. He's been really good for us. He's been a good reliever. He takes the ball, but he hasn't thrown the ball well lately. He can't come in, but his confidence is shaken. So we thought this was a good confidence builder for him. We can't use another leverage reliever there. Anyway, we give up a big hit again, and that's, it's concerning.
Bert, how do you evaluate that spot as you move forward with a guy who, like you said, has a track record?
The fact that the track record has been pretty darn good, and he's pitched well even this year. In spring training, he was lights out. Not that spring is our evaluation tool, but we just felt good about him coming into the season, and it just hasn't happened for him. And it's concerning.
Yeah, that's the quote I was saying at the end of the last segment. We'll keep an eye on it, but the Brewers are now in the middle of a stretch. Tomorrow will be game 3 of a 10-in-a-row stretch, where after tomorrow they go for 4 with the Giants and then 3 with the Cardinals before their next off day ahead of the White Sox, their opponent a week from tomorrow. Brewers going for a rubber match on Easter. We'll preview that next on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
But the car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
I've got a fantastic trip that I'm planning right now. I'd love for you to be with us. It's America's Music Cities for the holidays. It's early December. It's an 8-day tour of some great spots. New Orleans, Memphis, and Nashville. Check out New Orleans, the vibrant French Quarter, all decked out for the holidays. Then we're on to the amazing city of Memphis, Elvis Presley's Graceland. It is going to look absolutely fantastic. On to Nashville, we make chocolate, take a horse-drawn carriage ride, and we stay at the magical Opryland Resort. It's with Colette, the travel company I trust. We'll handle all the details for you, flights, meals, hotels, local experiences. I'm going to be there. I want you to be with us. Send me an email. I send you the information. John@WTMJ.com. John@WTMJ.com. Space is limited. We'll discover America's musical legacy wrapped in dazzling lights and seasonal decor. Let me get you the info. I'd love for you to be with us. John, John, @WTMJ.com. It's America's Music Cities with Colette, the travel company I trust.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
All right, our last couple minutes here on the show. We've mentioned his name a handful of times now, but Logan Henderson due to make his big league debut tomorrow. First pitch on Easter Sunday is at 1:10. I've got coverage starting at noon with Brewers warm-up. Then the network coverage will take over at the bottom of the hour at 12:35. On the other side, it is Jeffrey Springs, a much-traveled left-hander. Springs is somebody who was originally developed by the Rangers organization, then traded to the Red Sox, who traded him to the Rays, who traded him to the A's. So he's been very well-traveled across the American League. And now, 3-1 record, a 4.50 ERA. He's had some injury history in the past, too. This will be his 5th start of the season. A great changeup for the left-hander from Western North Carolina. He's from App State. Shout out to the Mountaineers as he gets the ball tomorrow for the A's. Then the Brewers hit the road. 4 games in San Francisco, 3 games in St. Louis. Off day, 3 games on the south side of Chicago. Then you come back home for 3 games with the Northsiders. It should be a lot of fun over these next 20 games or so, as we talked about it in Brewers Weekly, in case you missed it. It's a good show from Thursday night if you want to listen to that right here in the same podcast feed. Brewers All Access is wherever you get your pods. We broke down Grant Anderson. We talked about this opportunity the Brewers have when it starts with a series win tomorrow against these A's. And let's also make something very, very, very clear. The A's are good. Okay, this isn't like 2 years ago when the A's were actively tearing things down and trying to lose as many games as possible. This is not that team. This team is now reaping the benefits from that team. I mean, Rooker and Butler, Blade hasn't got going. He's a stud. Langoliers is a stud. Soderstrom leads the league in homers. Do not take them for granted tomorrow. My thanks to our producer, Evan Wittallison. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Until next time, keep on swinging.
April Brewers action rounds out with the matchup against the Tigers and Athletics.